Infertility is one of life's curveballs that couples rarely expect unless they are aware of fertility issues before they start to try to conceive.
The majority of our patients didn't expect that they would be going down this path, and even when things were taking a bit longer than they imagined, still hopeful that it was going to happen, and they'd be seeing friends falling pregnant around them and going, it'll be my turn next.
Anger, sadness, excitement, hope. God, you go through every emotion. But there can be quite a few months of real sadness if you've been going through it a while.
Although everyone's journey is unique, many couples experience similar feelings. There is no right way to manage when faced with the devastating news of infertility, but there are some common emotions that most couples face.
It's heartbreaking. It is heartbreaking. It's not as hard in the beginning. I think you go through a lot of tug of wars in your head in terms of, was that actually a miscarriage? What was it? But the counsellors will tell you it is a loss. It's still a loss and it needs to be grieved, and you actually need to take care of yourself because it was a loss.
The grief that they are experiencing is a disenfranchised grief. It's often not acknowledged by others because there isn't a tangible thing to grieve. So people don't often understand that they are really grieving and struggling in the same way that someone might be who's lost, who's had a miscarriage or lost a family member. There's not that same acknowledgement, and so that can be very lonely, that experiencing that grief that they are experiencing. There's the feeling of anger, the anger that you are in this situation, that things aren't working out for you, that you're not able to have children the same way that everyone does. Why me? Why can just anyone on the street fall pregnant and they don't even want a child, and here's me desperately wanting one and I can't go, I can't experience that. So there's those feelings of anger, and then there's the expression of anger, that the more aggressive or confrontational way of showing that anger.
There's a lot of family anger that occurs. Sisters, sister-in-laws. We sort of would hope that they would stop their journey as well, even though, your siblings are generally within a same age group, so they're probably going through the same process of wanting to have children. And it would be fantastic if they could stop too, because you can't get pregnant, but normally they don't. And a sister-in-law or a sister will fall pregnant and you'll be angry with them, or angry at the mum's reaction at them, because mum can't get happy about that because look what I'm going through. Or mum's spending so much time supporting that, but what about me? I think I was isolating myself. I knew other people going through it, so not so much. I think if I reached out, I knew there would be people there. But I also was, I had my pride to protect as well. I had to go through IVF. None of my sisters did, none of my friends did. So I isolated myself, but in isolation from others, because, I didn't. Once I started to open up, I found connections as well.
They often feel isolated because they feel that people don't understand. They are going to social activities where people are talking about kids that are sort of, that the activities are actually revolving around children. Their story is a different story to what's being discussed at those functions. So it can be really hard to find a place there and feel comfortable and find a connection with other people, and that can lead to them starting to avoid going to social functions, leaving early, not participating fully in conversations, and that can feel really isolating.
Coping is not always easy, but it's important to know that others have experienced what you are feeling to some degree. Some of the strategies other couples have successfully used include communicate as a couple, tell each other how you're feeling and listen to each other. Express your feelings in words, tears, or write them down. Gather information. Talk to others on a similar journey. Look after yourself. Give yourself permission to take a break, to pamper yourself. Seek counselling. An infertility counsellor is an excellent resource. Take control. Decide what decisions and future plans are now best for you.